Hey guys! So I know I haven't done a video in like 5-6 months or something ridiculous like that. Sorry. Working full time while in Japan and all that stuff. But anyway, I wanted to kind of do a video of sort of like a who does it better, Japan versus America, on 7 different aspects of just life. So the first category will be home life, so like living in your home in both countries. Japan is better in the hot tub area. I mean, not hot tub, sorry, bathtub area. I think I've mentioned this in another video as well, but you can set your bathtub to whatever temperature you want. It tells you when it's filling it. It tells you when it's done. It stops the water for you when you have the bathtub at your temperature. It's amazing. I mean, that kind of technology should be in America. And it's just commonplace. And by the way, this is just commonplace. What you run into most times in both countries. So, on average. And the other thing Japan is better at are light switches. I don't know if you can see mine behind me there. But it's a toggle switch instead of an up and down switch, which is nice. But also, it that doesn't do that flickering, making up its decision, making up its mind thing that it does in America here. And it has a built-in nightlight aspect. You can set a nightlight or you can have it be a normal light, so that's pretty cool. And the other thing is there's a balcony almost everywhere you live. Whether you're in an apartment building or in a house, you're almost always guaranteed to have a balcony. The reason for that kind of goes into my next section here, but it's cool that you'll always have a balcony. Okay, things America's better at for home life. A dishwasher. Modern convenience, I know, and it comes in almost every single apartment in America. Apartment, house, anything. If you don't have a dishwasher, I can't remember when I've ever seen a place without a dishwasher in America. Can't even remember. So, obviously that's a win. No one wants to hand wash. The next thing is an oven in America. Whether it's a wall oven or a freestanding oven, having a place to cook your meals is a nice aspect. Here they have a weird little grill fish oven just to grill fish in, or they buy like an external toaster oven, which of course we can get in America too. They don't have an actual oven, so America wins there. Another thing is a dryer to dry your clothes, and that brings us back to the balcony thing from earlier. The reason there's a balcony everywhere is because you're expected to dry your clothes outside, which is preposterous to me. It's a first world country, and that these modern conveniences, it astounds me that it's not, it befuddles me, quite honestly, that it's not in this country, but I digress. And it's, you could find a dryer, but it's a washer-dryer combo, and it's very small, and it's very rare even then to find them. So, and it's a rainy, windy country. It still sees snow occasionally. Not sure why we're putting things outside to dry. And there's space inside the apartment to fit a dryer, even in the smallest, well, maybe not in the smallest apartment, but come on. Next aspect would be the countertops in your kitchen area. Not only the things that it's made out of, like America has different stones it can be made out of, laminate, butcher block, you name it, we've made it or are working on it, right? Whereas here it's all stainless. It's hard to crack an egg on. It's easy to scratch. It's very bendable. It's hard to clean, so it never looks good unless you just don't do anything on it. But it's a countertop. Of course you're going to use it. Which brings me to the next thing of there's just more countertops, right? There's more space. And this is all still in the countertop category. But I only have a 1 foot by 1 foot space for anything I'm doing in the kitchen. So if I'm prepping on it, I have to set bowls up around on top of the dish rack and in the sink and stuff because I don't have the counter space, which is pretty horrible. Also, the next aspect is flooring is a little better in America, all as far as materials, but also there's no carpet at all in Japan. You know, you find throw rugs occasionally, but not the actual built-in carpet in America. You don't realize how much you miss it until you're in the winter and you have cold floors all day long. It's not nice. Which is also, the next section is there's just more home decor options in America in all aspects. Another thing is we have garages in America. Granted, here they don't have as harsh winters and things, and they don't really have crime as much about stealing your car and things, but it'd be nice if you're working on your car, if you're doing whatever, to have that place to tuck your car away. Because again, they still get rain, they still get wind. It's the windiest place I've ever been at in my life. Next aspect is a yard. There are no yards in Japan, and we're not even living in Tokyo. We're living in kind of a semi-rural area called Gunma in Oda City in Japan. So about a 2-hour drive from Tokyo. And the only time you have a yard is if you have a farm, and you're using every inch of that yard as a farm. You're a rice farmer? Fine, that's your yard. Okay? That's it. So, and I see a good amount of pets around here, and I wonder, like, where are they going to the bathroom? Like, anyways. And the last thing America does a little better is the square footage, just in general. And a part of that is, of course, not Japan's fault. There's only so much mass. I mean, the whole of Japan is basically, like, less than the state of California as far as mass, you know? So I get it. It's understandable. So that puts Japan is better in 3 ways, and America's better in 9 ways. So America wins on the home living aspects. Okay, next section, the people in general. Okay, Japan is better than America as in they have nicer people, much nicer people. And again, I touch on this on my other Japanese videos, but much, much nicer people. Not bashing America in any way, it's just that the people here are always smiling, they're always helpful, they're always nice. I've never met an angry or disgruntled person the entire year that I've been here, and that's saying something. That's incredible. And I've been to Tokyo, to, you know, Odaiba, I've been around the country quite a bit in this year, and never a mean person. Also with that, the next one is that they're helpful, and yes, it deserves its own category because the level of that they are helpful is insane. It's next level helpful. You tell someone, like, just on the cuff, I'm looking for an Italian restaurant, but you know, whatever. They will remember that. They will go home and research it. They will ask their friends, family, whatever. Next day you see them at work, they're like, okay, got 3 restaurants for you. It's this, and you're just like, I just mentioned it in passing at lunch. Like, holy crap. Just in general. Or you'll tell someone, like I told someone at the gym I was sick. The next day she came back with an entire bag of oranges for me. I didn't mean to ask. I just mentioned I was sick, you know. Anyway, next one, third one. They are more presentable. Again, not at all bashing America, but we've all done it in America, right? Where we go in our pajamas to Walmart and whatever. We have some fun in Walmart. We're not going to dress up to get a bottle of shampoo. Like, whatever. It's the middle of the night. I just really need shampoo or Taco Bell. Come on, let's be real, okay? Here, no. They will not leave their house unless they are dressed, not necessarily to impress, but dressed in a presentable manner. They won't leave the house. It's better for them to be late to something but look good than be on time to something but look disheveled. Weird. And the last one is customer service. Oh my god. And I mentioned it before when people were helping us for 20 minutes in a store just to find oatmeal, and now I'm like, got a grudge against oatmeal. No, but I mean, their level of customer service. You know, like if you were to walk into a McDonald's or something in America, nobody's happy working there. Even the general manager, nobody is happy working at McDonald's. You walk into a McDonald's in Japan, everyone's just like, hey, welcome to McDonald's, what you want? Except, you know, in Japanese and such. But it's amazing. Every single thing. Every single time we run into customer service, they are so happy to be there. They're so happy to help you. Even with the most mundane of tasks, they're all like, can I help you? Can I help you with that? Oh, I can help you with that. Would you like me to help you with that? Because I can do it. Okay, sorry. Next thing. America's better as far as the people category in that we are more diverse. So we look different, vastly different from each other, whether it's height, weight, what we're wearing, what our hair looks like. We can have it all purple and all like in a huge bun twist like this, and other people will be like, she's trendy. Like, it's awesome. But here, they tend to not be that way. You know, they look slightly different from each other, of course, in their clothing, in their face, in their hair, but it's all within the same parameters of what's seen as what's acceptable. So they never wear cleavage, you know, there's never cleavage. Like, my cleavage would be, I guess, here level. No. Like, where I'm wearing my collar now, that's, if you start seeing clavicle a bit, it's kind of like saucy mix. No, but, so, that's 4 for Japan is for people, and only 1 for America. So Japan wins in the people category. Next one, small one, is weather. America gets a 0 and Japan gets 1, and the reason is, America's better than, or sorry, Japan's better than America in that they have less dramatic changes between seasons or between just day to day. I've lived in America and I've been in many different states, and it's always like you wake up and it's snowy, the next day it's sunny, the next day it's just a hurricane, whatever. Japan is very like the next day it might be a lot warmer, but like you don't have to change your wardrobe to accommodate it, you know? Anyway, next subject would be school and children. So I'm a spoiler alert, they're both equal here. Japan and America are equal. Okay, so the reasons Japan is better than America for schooling is that the school is much more active with its parents. Yes, in America they might send you home notes occasionally, or they might, have one or two events or different. Japan is like 3 events a week. It's ridiculous. They have handwritten letters from teachers, from principals, from whatever, sent to you, just being like, hey, what's up? I noticed your kid, is nose ring adjustment. Oh, I noticed your kid is doing this or whatever, and I just wanted to check in, see how you guys are doing. Like, it wasn't a good or bad thing. It was just, hey, what's up? Which is amazing. Next thing is that they have a more caring principals and staff, just in general, in Japan. I'm specifically not saying teachers, because teachers are amazing in both countries, okay? So they cancel each other out. The principal at my daughter's kindergarten graduation cried 3 times. He's a man. He cried 3 times in that graduation. He was so caught up with emotion. Adorable. And the staff, the custodial staff know my kid's name, like the people who serve lunch know everybody. And they love it. They love children, and that's amazing. Next thing is that it's easier to make friends in Japan. I spoke about this in one of my other videos, that Japan's very group thinking, whereas America's very individual thinking. Neither is good or bad, it's just the way it is. Shikatanai, Japanese. But it's easier to make friends because there's this group mentality. So if one kid is left out, that's never acceptable. You have to pull them in. In fact, just yesterday I went on a field trip with my daughter, and we wanted to just eat lunch alone because we had been inundated with people all day. And we tend to kind of be more introverted. So if we're around a lot of people, we just need a second. We just need a little bit to just recharge by ourselves. But this group sat down, and they were like, come, please eat lunch. And we were just like, oh, no, it's okay. They sent the husband over to be like, come. Like, he was nice about it, but he was basically like, you need to come. Like, we've been indoctrinated with this since we were children. We don't know any better. You can't just be by yourself. You must be unhappy then. Weird. But anyway, easier to make friends. That was that subject. Next one. Better grades overall. I think we know that. Let's admit it. Okay. Next one, they are more well-behaved. Children in general are more well-behaved, both in and out of school. And again, I think we know that. I know me as a parent, my child got a little bit of dose of Japanese, but I wish more had rubbed off on her. She's not, I don't want to say she's a bad child, she's a good child. It's just sometimes, how it is. Whereas in Japan, there is no sometimes. There's basically never. Okay, ways that America is better than Japan in school. There's not as many rules in school. So children are allowed to just kind of be themselves, whereas in Japan, they have to all conform, and you shouldn't be able to tell one from the other. They're supposed to say the same things and recite the same things, and it's just very rule-centric. The other thing America's better at is there's no mandatory uniforms. I know that that's, I guess, kind of objective, but it kind of goes with the more diverse in the other category. America, you wear uniforms if you go to a private school. But this was a public school that she goes to. Public, private, all schools in general, from the time they're 3 years old, have to be in a uniform. Can you imagine your kid in a uniform and not getting it dirty at 3 years old? Right? Okay, that's part of my issue with that. Anyway, moving on. The school events in America also don't take as long. And we'll go into it, but there are many, many, many issues and times where you go to a school event and it takes it takes 7 hours to do an event, and it's ridiculous. Sometimes they want you to be there 8:30 in the morning on a Saturday. No, I want to sleep in on my Saturday. So now I have to wake up at 7 to get ready and get everyone ready and be there on a Saturday. And then it's going to last all day. Next category. We have better playgrounds in America. We just do. Here, they are literally tetanus shot. I don't know how to word that, but you have to make sure you're tetanus The tetanus is in your child is what I'm trying to say. Because they are rust buckets. They're made of metal, super rusty. And then when they break and they're broken, it's never replaced. There's a park that's right near us. You look out the window. But we could never go there because it's been shut down. The slide's been shut down, the swings have been shut down, and they've never been replaced since. And it is so covered in rust. I think it used to be painted blue, but I'm not 100% on that. We have to bike, because we don't have cars here for a year. You know, we have to bike to a further away park just to go to a park that has an operational park. And even in that park, it's made of metal, and it is partially rusted, and I have to be careful where she's playing, and it's ridiculous. Anyway, and then the last thing on this list for schools is that we have cleaner schools, both inside and out. I think part of that is just that the population is declining in general in Japan, so they just figure, screw it, let's not keep everything up to code. Playgrounds or schools, you know. Anyway, next category is the category of crime, okay? Spoiler alert, Japan wins. By far. By far. So, America has crime. Yeah, it varies from state to state. It sucks. Japan is so low on crime that the cops are bored. I mean, the cops just stand around and don't have to do anything. They can play chess in the park for all they want. There's no... I mean, the Yakuza, okay? The worst thing the Yakuza is getting in trouble for, and of course the Yakuza is the gang of Japan, you know? The worst thing that they're getting in trouble for lately is illegal farming of certain fish, okay? The Yakuza. That's the worst they got these days, which is amazing. Oh my god, it's amazing. So anyway, Japan wins in crime. Ding ding. Next category, the city in general. Alright, so Japan is better than America in that they have cleaner streets. They take recycling very, 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 very seriously. I have a video on that too. So people will just pick up each other's recycling. People will just be arbitrarily cleaning way outside their yard or their sidewalk just because it's a nice thing to do. Again, group mentality. The other thing Japan's better at for the city is that they have better transportation. Much better transportation. Yes, people have cars as well, but they have buses. They have an amazing train system, and it is diverse and ridiculous and amazing. They have a thing called a Shinkansen, which is a super, super, super fast train. I usually take about 5 hours to drive to visit my family in Wisconsin from my house. It would take me like an hour and a half, and I'd be there, and I wouldn't even have to drive. I could just crochet on the way. It's amazing. It's amazing. Alright, that's it though. For America, for our city though, we have better looking houses and buildings. We take care of our buildings more. Japan's just kind of fall apart. They don't care much, which actually leads me into our second thing for America does better. Our property values are much higher. In Japan, it's kind of weird. After 30 years, and I don't know all the specifics, but after 30 years, basically, their house is almost worthless. I mean, they have to kind of... There's so many abandoned homes around Japan because it's cheaper to leave your house abandoned and just go buy a new home, which is insane to me considering that they don't even have yards here. They have such small square footage. Why would you waste all this space on all these abandoned homes? I am so confused. Moving on, we have more variety of foods in general in America. You see, like, yeah, I bet you in your city, no matter how small your city is, if where you're watching this, I bet you have an Indian place, you have a Chinese place, you have all these different places, probably a Korean place and a Thai place, and I mean, there's just, the world is represented, right? Japan, like, there's a couple Indian places, there's tons of Japanese places, of course. You might find one burger joint that's all like, we're American, and that's it. That's it. Crazy. The next one is that we have more entertainment options in America. There you go. I mean, that's self-explanatory. The next one is we have less behavioral rules in America, which I kind of touched on before too. There's no shaming, there's no written or unwritten rules about things in Japan. It's like if something beeps on the bus, everyone gives you the death glare, like how dare you. It's kind of bizarre. The next one is that we have more services in general. So whether it be meal deliveries or subscriptions. Oh my god, subscriptions. In fact, I'm so excited because when I move back to America, which is like in a week, I'm gonna get FabFitFun, which I've been watching this awesome lady's videos and her unboxing videos, and I'm like so excited about it. But I think her name's Kate, I want to say. Anyway, So I'm going to finally get a FabFitFun box. I'm going to get a Hungry Root box. I'm just so excited. But there's a bajillion subscriptions in America, right? There's 1.5 million. So we win for that. Okay, next category. So there's also more direct signage when driving. The signs here when you're driving are very confusing and just befuddling, not just because they're in Japanese, obviously, but because they're like, hey, slight left, and it's an extreme left. If you went slightly left, you would be dead. You know, like, no, that's not slight. Or signs would be like, stay left, go straight, and you're like, which one? Confusing. Anyway, it was confusing driving around in Japanese streets, which brings me to my last category for America, and that is we have a wider streets and a better thought out plan for our roads. Now again, part of that is because Japan has a mountainous country, so they have to work around mountains, and that sucks. You have to build tunnels and all this other crap. I get it. I totally get it. But they also have a two-way street that should be a one-way, because it's like a two-way with only about 1.25 worth of a car lane. So if two people are driving, we both have to go up like onto the sidewalk basically to pass each other and then get back onto the road. That to me doesn't make any sense. Make it a one-way, right? Or make it wide enough for a two-way. And with the land mass, they should probably just go with them making it a one-way. But what can you do? And there's just been so many close calls with that, though. It's been close calls. Okay, very last category. I know I'm like over 20 minutes, and I am not able to edit in Japan. I just don't. My computer is in storage in America. Sorry. Last small one, and we're both even on, is relationships. Okay, just friendships, relationships in general. There's only one on each side. So Japan is better with relationships in America in that it's long-lasting and more emotionally binding. What I mean by that is whether it's a friend at the gym, which is mainly where I have found my friends here in Japan, whether it's a friend at the gym, whether it's some, work coworker, whoever it is, they have a close relationship with you. They don't mind asking you personal questions. Like if you say you were sick, they'd be like, what were you sick with? What was it? Can I help? Do you need medicine? Do you need time? Do you need a hug? Do you need me? Basically. They are very close to you. Very close. But in a way, and that's why I put it as a positive. Because you have a friend for life. There is no acquaintances in Japan, okay? Once you have made a good relationship or good connection with somebody, I would consider a lot of these people like go to the gym with acquaintance level, but they consider me their friend and like their close friend. They just had a going away party for me yesterday, which was sweet, and a lot of them wanted my contact information, and I was just like, well, okay. I was surprised how many showed up. Like, what? All these people actually care about us this much? That's pretty crazy, but it's what happened, and they all are my friends, and that's really sweet. Okay, now the way America's better as far as relationships in America, I just said America twice, is kind of that our relationships are not as much work to maintain. So you can have acquaintances, you can have just work friends. I have a friend at work named Debbie that is amazing, and she's an amazing person. Would I hang out with her outside work? Actually, probably, yeah. But would I consider her one of my best friends in the world? No. I mean, she's a really good friend, but I wouldn't like go shopping at the mall with her and we pick out thongs together at Victoria's Secret. Don't buy thongs. Just don't do it. Anyway, so that's that. Japan was much stronger in some categories. America was much stronger in categories. Both countries are first world countries. Both countries have been amazing to live in. I would definitely be perfectly fine living in either country. Which country do I prefer? Well, of course, America, just because it's my hometown, it's my turf, right? There's so much more options for me as far as, things like convenience. Whether it be I can dry my clothes in the dryer, I can throw my dishes in the dishwasher, I can have meals delivered to my house. Overarchingly, I feel like America's just a more convenient place to live. Overall, for those things, but also you can be whoever you want to be, and people will not judge you, and you won't feel shame about being who you are, because we're celebrated as individuals in America. So for me, I would want to live in America, but I will visit Japan very often in my life. Very often. Japan has been amazing. This whole experience has been amazing for me. One of the best years of my life, I have to say. So I thought this would be a good ending video in Japan. We're leaving in a week, so I'll be probably doing videos on my subscription boxes I can finally get when I get back to America and things like that. As far as weight loss, if you were following me on the weight loss journey, I'm the same. I'm the same weight. So nothing has happened in all of Japan. I'm leaving Japan the same weight that I came into it. Granted, at one point I had gained about 5 pounds because I was very excited about the Japanese food. It's really good. Skimming is my favorite now. Oh, so good. Anyway, but then I lost it. It came back off. I think I have more muscle mass now, so maybe I am thinner, but just more muscles. I'm not sure, but the scale tells me I haven't changed. And I packed my tape measure, so I'll find out more later. Anyway, so that's that video. It's over 25 minutes. I am so sorry if you watched it through the whole thing. Man, you're a trooper and you're amazing. And you're just awesome. So, to my 5 subscribers, whoever's watching, thanks. And it's more information than maybe you had about Japan before the video. That's all I can hope for anyway. Okay, bye!